Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So, to quote Ice Cube back in his rapping days, today was a good day. So, today was the Origin Forum Dialga and Palkia. Yes, I put Dialga first because Dialga is my favorite. I ain't gonna lie. Dialga is that dude. Okay? Now, today was a good day. Let me tell you why. Alright. So, if you've been following me, you know that our ambassador is very, I guess, peculiar, interesting, weird when it comes to hosting events, right? And this, no, it is not a shade video on her. I know. We're just going to talk about what happened today and, how she's getting, people are turning. All right. Now I'm going to break down a lot of stuff. So get your popcorn, because I've been hearing from people that they actually sit down and listen and eat popcorn while I'm talking, because I'm hilarious. Hilarious. All right. So, and I'm doing my best not to swear. So today we had the meetup. So I'll break down from the beginning for like the last couple days. So I stopped doing Mondays and Tuesdays for meetups because it's just pointless. Nobody cares. People aren't making the journey for those meetups, max raids and spotlight. Nobody really cares. People out here, they want raids with a side order of raids. Like, they just want more. So we got to feed. If you don't feed the dogs will come and take your food. So, you have to make sure you host the meetups for raids, for Gigantamax raids, the food of things. People want raids. No one cares about the community days. Yeah, that's a little, maybe people, depends on who it is. Like, people will not care about community days, but the events like this, people need to be fed, right? So I hosted the meetup today. Now, as you know, my ambassador, well, she's not my ambassador because I'm not part of the group because I got banned. Ooh! All right. She banned me. She was just like, you know what, sir, you get banned. All right. So this person, she has her campfire and it's bumping, but there's a lot of things that are said in that campfire that just that intrigue me, to be honest. Like, there's one thing that happens where people will be like, oh, I'm looking for this Pokemon. And then you hear someone say, I would give it to you, but I'm not in the country. I don't live where you are. Why are you even in the campfire, bro? If you don't live there, if you're not part of Mississauga, why are you there? Now, fine, we probably do it too. I've never gone to a campfire that wasn't in Mississauga, but I guess people do it, whatever. Now, this is to go to when I said that she has a Discord where it's 18 plus and the campfire link is in there for anyone to just join it, which I think is extremely silly. But we're not talking about her as much as we usually do. We're talking about the event. So when you go to, because I got spies everywhere, right? I've said this, and I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. I want to know what my enemy is doing. Seriously. It's not really my enemy, but I want to know what they're doing compared to what I'm doing. I'm not stealing ideas, but I want to know what's going on. People tell me, but I want to see it with my own two eyes. So, she has this thing where, she doesn't say anything about our campfire, our meetups, right? And I've said this in previous videos where I've had people message me on my videos, like comment on my videos and say, why is she doing that? Like, why is she blocking you from doing what she should be doing? And I'm like, yo, I don't know. So it's been one of those reoccurring questions that I've been getting. And I honestly can't come up with an answer. So I apologize if you ask me and I have no answer, because I don't know. But when we talk about the meetups, or when she talks about the meetups, right? The one thing that I notice people will ask a lot of, hey, is there any meetups for this event? So today's event is one of the ones that people ask about, but there's been other events where it's been asked, right? She responds with, well, there's no official meetups, but just go there and you'll see people. And that's what she said today. Well, that's what she said a couple days ago about today. She goes, just go and you'll see people raiding and just join them. That's it. No, she didn't say join them. She goes, there'll be lots of people raiding. You'll be fine. And it's like, you're supposed to be a community ambassador. Shouldn't you be directing them to a meetup? If there's no meetups, then fine. But if there's a meetup, even if you don't like me, it's not like I'm doing anything overly bad. It's just, I just don't agree with how you're doing ambassador shit. Sorry, I swear, I'm sorry. I don't agree with the ambassador stuff that you're doing, how you're carrying on with it. It doesn't make any sense, right? You can't be a part-time ambassador. Like, put in the effort, straight up. And it's like, okay. So what I did was, I had one of my homies that has an alternate account. They said, what should we do? I go, whoever asks about meetups, and she doesn't ever say that, if she doesn't say that we're hosting it, invite them to ours and see what happens. All right. So today, we had a wicked meetup, bro. And I mean, I am so happy how it went down. Today, it was hot. There was no rain. It was a beautiful day. And we had a huge turnout. It's not as big as hers because everybody comes out for her because she got the perks, right? You know, you get the free stuff. But this like, it was 62 people that joined the meetup, 52 checked in, right? But it wasn't even those numbers that really got me and got me a little emotional inside. It was the fact that everybody had fun. It was like, oh my God, like I crumbled inside the way how people were just having fun. People were enjoying themselves. People were talking to each other. People were laughing. Like, there was at one point we were inside City Hall and there's like a group of people and they're talking, they're laughing, they're so loud. And it was just such an amazing thing to watch. And I was like, there was no hate, there was no beef, there was nothing like that. It was beautiful. And I honestly, it just made me melt. Like, the empathy in me was it was so high that I nearly broke down in tears how beautiful it was to just watch people having fun. No bullshit, no beef, no fighting. It was just beautiful. And I was just like, oh my God, you know, I'm going to wet my seat. Nah, I'm playing. But it really was beautiful. And I was so proud of what today was. And it was beautiful. Like, I can't stress enough. Like, you had to have been there to witness it. You know, I wish I had the body cam so people could have seen people just having fun. You know what I mean? It was so beautiful. And I was like, I haven't seen this before. And I'm not saying I'm the reason, but I took charge with everybody. I mean, we did split up sometimes because it's Dialga and Palkia. Some people want to do Dialga, some people want to do Palkia. I was doing everything. But all I could hear sometimes was like, I'm following you, Nufftingz. Where we going? And I'm like, yo, let's go over to that Dialga at Celebration Square. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Hazel, the library. Let's do that one. And we were just doing it, man. Like, and I was like, you know, I did 2 lucky trades today. 2 people come to me like, yo, Rob, yo, we got a lucky trade. Yo, word, let's do this right here. So I didn't get no good hundos. I didn't get no hundos at all. I get no good Pokemon. But now, going back to what I was saying, I'm sorry I drifted off. It was just a beautiful day. So since she didn't host the meetup, I hosted it. Now, a lot of people, they don't even use Campfire, and they use Campfire sparingly. So they joined hers, but they're not looking for other ones because they think only she, and a lot of people don't go searching, right? So one of the people that I had my homie sent the invite to, comes up to me and goes, hey man, thank you. I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, yo, I didn't know there was a meetup today. He's like, I was the one that asked, and she said, there's nothing. And he was like, I was just going to stay home, but then you sent me the invite. And I didn't know. No, then he said, someone sent me an invite. I'm like, yo, bro, that was one of my homies. And he's like, oh, so you're sniping. I'm like, I'm not really sniping, as in I'm letting you know. Like, I'm letting you know that there's another option. If she's not going to say it, you got to find a back way in, right? And he was like, dude, thank you, man, because I would have just stayed home and I wouldn't be able to do it because I didn't think anybody was going to be here. He thought that people weren't going to be out because there was no meetup. And then there was another person, I think he was from New Brunswick or somewhere, and he was with us and he's like backpacking in the area. And he was just like, bro, thank you. Like, he was so happy, like he was able to join and play, and he had a blast. Like, he played until his phone died and he had to go recharge it at the library. This is what I'm saying. Then we had some other people that, were like, oh, yo, is that Nufftingz? Hey, man, thanks for the thing, for the invite. And they're like, yo, thanks for hosting the meetup. And I think only one person asked about rewards. But then another person jumped in and goes, hey, man, don't worry. When Nufftingz becomes ambassador, we'll get our rewards, right? And then people would ask, like, there was a lot of times when people would ask, yo, where's the ambassador? I didn't have to say nothing. Seriously, I had nothing to say. I let the people talk, and the people said what they said. They were like, well, she misses all the big events. She comes for these little events and she leaves right away. She's not a good ambassador. And one dude in particular said this. God is my witness. He said it. He was like, if I had the choice to vote, I would vote for Nufftingz. And he said that where people heard. And that's what I want to see, where people see the effort that I'm putting in. You know what I'm saying? And also, like, I want them to know that, yo, I'm not playing here. I want this to work. I want everyone to come out, have fun, and, play this game like we're supposed to. We're grown folks playing a Pokemon game, and we should have fun. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be out here in our free time and not have fun. We are obligated to some fun time. And I think that was really that is honestly what I want to see. And today showed that we can have fun if the right people are there and if the wrong people are not there, right? And it's like, it was beautiful. I can't stress enough how beautiful it was to watch people have fun. And like, there were some people, you know who you are, because I know you're gonna be listening to this. Yo, man, where's my free passes? And then we start to laugh. Like, I'm like, bro, don't worry. We're gonna get it, bro. We're gonna get it. We are going to get it. One guy even said to me, he goes, yo, man, I really want you to be ambassador, because I feel like you would send a strongly worded letter to Scopely talking about what needs to be fixed. We need to fix gym meta. We need to fix all that. And you would probably get Chat GPT to fix it so that it's not vulgar, and you'd send it in. And I'm like, bro, you know me so well, because I would. That's exactly what I would do. I would tell them straight up, we got to fix this. Now, I mean, I'm not going to have stroke like that as an ambassador, but hey, I would try. But, even one dude, like the guy I was talking about in a previous video where he was mad at me thinking that I was talking about him and bringing up my kids. Yo, homeboy saw me today, and I honestly didn't have no beef. I was upset a little bit over what he said, but I just chalked it up to dude didn't understand what was going on, and I didn't really want to fight with him because we grown, right? Came up to me and he's like, yo, man, we got to talk. I'm, all right. So we go in a corner and we talk, and people are looking at us like, yo, are they going to fight? We go and talk, and dude starts to tell me that he's sorry. He was like, man, I messed up. I thought you were talking about me. And, I understand now that I was wrong. I should have listened to what you're saying. And yo, my boy really got teary-eyed. And I felt so bad for dude. I was like, you know what, man? It's all good, man. Don't worry about it, man. We're homies. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I'm letting you know, like people get second chances, you know, like people make mistakes and you can't hold on to it forever, right? So I was like, dude, it's fine, man. Don't worry about it. And then we were cool after. Just, you know, move on and be cool, right? And this is what I'm saying. Like, yo, if you come talk to me, man, you know, we can work it out, man. But you can't be fighting with me and shit and expect me to just sit there and take it. Like, no, we're not doing that. But, you know, dude came up to me like a man and he talked to me and I was like, bruh, I respect the shit out of that. Let's have a conversation, bro. And we had a conversation. Everything was cool. And we started raiding. Like straight up, man. We started hitting them raids, man. And it was good. It was a good little raid time. So it was a good day when it comes to stuff like that. You know, I don't think there was one issue today. If there was, they weren't worth talking about. Like they were minor. You know, we did a community pick and it was good. I'm in the pics with my big belly. Um, it was good, man. Like I can't stress enough how, you know, it was good. And then like people were like, "Hey man, gotta go, but yo, I'm joining the meetup. It's Ho-Oh, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm hosting Ho-Oh." They're like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna be there." And even new guys, like there's one dude, is a Filipino guy. He just started a month ago. And he was happy to join, and we brought him in with open arms, bro. We showed the man love, and he was like, "Yo, thanks, man. Like, you know, I just wanted some people to play with." And isn't that what the goal is? Like to have people come out, new players, and play and be happy. I mean, she probably gets that too, but you know, like I'm not trying. Like, and then here's the thing too. When people are asking me about, you know, so which meetups do I join? I go both. Join mine so that I can get more check-ins and do community picks and have more interactions on my campfire. And I get ambassador eventually. And there's two. But join hers also. Like I'm not saying don't join um her campfire. Like I tell them, I go, look, man, join mine, join hers. You'll get free stuff out of hers, so it's good. You want the free stuff, even if you spend millions of dollars a week. You still want the free stuff. Everybody wants free stuff. Join hers, join mine. I'm not saying not to join hers, and that's the difference. Like I'm not saying, oh, to hell with her, join me. Like no, man, join both, support both, and let's get something going, you know? So it was like that. Like it was a good day. Um I can't even stress. The only issue today though, I have to say, is that it's very hard to get people to go join the right raids because some people want to do Dialga, some people want to do Palkia. So it's not like it's one Pokemon. You'd be like, oh yeah, let's hit this. It's hard to run a train, giggity. Um because some people don't want to do Palkia. Like they might have the Hundo and they want to do whatever. Also, the drop rates for this Hundo or for this Pokemon were terrible. I got one shiny. Um and I had one homie that got two Hundos without the move. So he asked me, he goes, "Hey man, what would you do with Dialga, Hundo Dialga?" He's like, "Without the move." I would turn him into a steel attacker, metal claw, iron head. There you go, strong as shit. And then the joke was, if you had asked the ambassador that question, she would look at you with a blank stare because she wouldn't have an idea what to say. And that was a joke that came up today when we were doing it. It was like, we're talking about, it's like, hey man, that's why I asked you. Like, you know, this is the shit because people know I know the game. You know, I mean, eventually she'll probably know more than me, but right now I know more and I'm willing to give information. So, you know, but the shiny rates were atrocious. Couldn't get nothing. And yeah, it was a good day, but the drops were terrible. And that was the biggest thing. Like people got like no shinies and and it was sucky. And also, a friend of mine who joins the ambassadors stuff got the ambassador was giving away, you know how Niantic will give you like care packages to give away to your people? So she had a whole bunch of, not a whole bunch, but like, I don't know, I guess like 5 or so of those redeemable codes. So a friend of mine got 2, one for her and one for her daughter. And she gave one to me and goes, if anybody gets a Shundo, give that to them. Nobody got a Shundo and I still have the code, but I'll give it away at the next event. And that's what I mean, bro. Like, I have people willing to help me do shit. And when I was telling this in the previous video, I wasn't lying. You know, I want to do giveaways. I want to do stuff like that. Like, this is not a chore for me. I'm not doing this for an ego trip. I'm doing this because I want to see people have fun. Like, I get to have fun all the time because I'm a YouTuber. I'm a gamer. I get to have fun all the time. My job is my hobby at the same time. And I'm lucky in that. But there's other people that aren't lucky like that. They got to work, you know, hard labor, and then they want a little off time to play a video game. And they should be able to go to a meetup and meet up with friends and play the game and have fun. And that's what should be happening, and free stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, I got a Shundo. Oh my God, here you go. You won. And then you take a picture, you know, they got their pearly whites and they get something for free. You never know if a person had, you know, I'm going to tell you a story. Years ago, I was doing adult classes, upgrading for a job, right? So there was a guy that was doing in another class, right? And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this online, but he you see him all the time and, hey, how you doing? You know, is everything good? You know, and it was small talk, right? One day I was in a bad mood. And I wasn't in a bad mood. I think I was going through some stuff that day, and I was just like, I was to myself, right? And I saw a dude, and I was going to talk to him, be like, hey man, how you doing? Whatever. And I just like, oh, I'll talk to him tomorrow. You know, the next day we found out that dude unalived himself that same day. So after I didn't talk to dude, I'm not saying I could have changed it, but after I didn't talk to dude, he then went home because he was in such a state, and he took his own life. And I'm not saying me talking to him would have changed it, but I always wonder if I talked to him, would I have helped him steer to a different, you know, thought process? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, we'll never know, right? And this is why I want people to be happy, because we don't know what's going on in people's lives. You know, like, people smile all the time, and you don't know what's behind those smiles. And sometimes I feel like people are just overly stressed, overly, you know, just taken by so much, you know, bad things that, you know, sometimes it's a quick way just to do the quickest thing you can, right? So I always feel like, you know, if you could talk to somebody, you know, be nice to them and make them see like there's other options, you know, that's a good thing. I don't know if I'm butchering what I'm saying, but it was like, I always feel like, you know, we don't know what people go through. That's why when I go to the store and I get a cashier, I say something nice to them, like, hey, how you doing? Working hard or hardly working? Oh, I'm just here, you know, this job is, you know, and you're just talking to people, you know, and you're being nice. Like today I was at Walmart and I accidentally made a boo-boo, and this lady helped me fix the boo-boo because I was doing self-checkout. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much for your help. And, you know, I gave her a smile. And then when I was leaving, I'm like, hey, thanks again, eh? You know, you do good work. And just give her a praise. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. And you don't know what people hear during the day, you know? And it's like, just to be nice, it's free, you know? And I just like, why be mean? So let's be nice to people. But anyways, the meetup was good. I was very proud. And if anyone that was at the meetup today that was there, thank you for coming out. I hope you had a great time. I hope you got your at least one shiny since they weren't dropping. And yeah, I'm glad people had fun. I'm glad people came to the meetup. Also, when I looked after, the crazy dude, gym adjuster, puts up a status in one of the chats and goes, "Hey man, don't worry, there's no meetups, but you can join. Just look for lobbies that have 15 to 20 people and join." And I'm like, dude. Now, before I go, I actually want to get into Gym Adjuster for a second. So, talking to a homie today, and I found out that this Gym Adjuster dude, if you don't remember backstory, he likes to um, control the gym meta, and he's the one that jumps out of bushes and does all that weird stuff. Can't say the other thing that he does because YouTube is telling me not to, because I'm not allowed to say it. But um, the he's the dude that does all the weird stuff, right? He found out that I switched teams. He then started asking people, "Hey, I heard Rob switch teams. Are you going to switch also? Should I switch too?" And I'm like, why does that even, like, why does me switching teams do anything for him? I don't, like, I don't understand. Like, I can't tell you I can't tell you if I understand this or not, because I don't. Like, I don't know what to say, because to me it's like, yo, you don't like me, you have an issue with me, but from what I'm hearing, you're the same one watching my videos. You're actually watching. Then, from what I hear, he's telling his people to watch my videos. He's got a crew of people watching my videos. Now, if you're doing that, I thank you, because I need the views. Make sure you like and subscribe and send me a little comment and I will respond. It's good for the algorithm. But like, dude, are you good? Like, that seems a little bit obsessive. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, maybe you need to just chill. But if you want to hook me up with that kind of love, by all means, bro, do it. Maybe you're 2,000 of those views on one of my other videos that has 3,000 views. I don't know, maybe you got 2,000 friends. But apparently he's paying people or getting his homies to check me out, and they're telling him what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, okay. What do you, like, you listening to this, what would you say? Because I don't know what to say. Like, I'm a guy that talks a lot, but I'm strapped for words. So I don't know. But anyways, he was there today. Never said a word to me, and was still doing his thing. And there was some guys there that were trying to knock him out of gyms, and they did. And other guys were just sitting there just talking bad about the whole situation, where he can do something and it's not considered harassment, but we do something and it's considered harassment. So it just shows, like, who's really in the wrong here. Like, I don't know. But anywho, that was that little part. I assume that there's going to be more with him and probably more with the ambassador too. But as of today, like I said, it was a good day. And we had fun. We had a great meetup. And I'm hoping that we can keep this going on a consistent basis. And hopefully, Niantic or Scopely, whoever's checking us out, will see it, will approve it, and we'll have 2 ambassadors. I will always be the second ambassador because she's number 1. And I will say that on top of a hill if I have to. I'm not throwing no shade to her. If she changes and does her own thing and it works, good for you, sister. Do what you do. And I'll do what I do. And today was a good day. You weren't needed for it to be a good day, which shows you that there's other people that can lead. And that's what I said to old girl. I go, yo, sometimes there's other people that can lead. Maybe you should allow them to. Right? Anyways, that was my video. Like and subscribe. And like I've said before, I have other channels. And I will put the videos up. try to check them out. I got interviews, I got video games, I got Pokemon stuff, and I got these videos where I talk. So support me if you want to, and whoever does, I thank you so much. You are a real one, and these will keep coming. And oh, someone said that I remind them of Pokey AX. You know, the Australian dude with the curls in his hair? And you know what's so funny about that? My avatar in game looks like him. Because I actually like dude. I think he's got great hair and I love his content, but I can never watch it because I'm always so busy. But I know dude is on point with what he says and I wish him well. And yeah, so once again, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to support. If you have anything to say in the comments about what I do, or if you have any ideas, or if you have any, oh my God, I can't even think. If you have any advice you want to give me, I'm all ears. I'm all eyes because I'm not listening to you. I'm watching it. So let me know. And if you were at the event today, I hope you had a great time. And anyone else, if you come out to Mississauga, come check Nufftingz, bro. You'll be coming into a lovely family with open arms, and you could raid with the best of them. Anyways, like and subscribe once again, and I'll see you in the next video.